Atletico Madrid have always been the team to watch out for in Spanish La Liga, but under Diego Simeone they have become a force to be reckoned with. Love it or hate it, his way of football has been nothing short of brilliant for Atletico Madrid. So, after Atletico's big name signings of Joao Felix last season and Luis Suarez this season, I let career mode decide whether they can win it all. And just to be clear, public service announcement, this video was filmed before FIFA 21's patch of adding Geoffrey Kondogbia to the squad, so I'm extremely sorry if you expected to see Geoffrey Kondogbia in the squad as well, but I would have left Thomas Partey as well. So as usual, here are the rules of engagement, this time with the Diego Simeone picture on the right. No unrealistic signings are allowed, only emergency signings are allowed. For example, let's say Jan Oblak gets injured and I'm without any goalkeepers. Preset tactics only, and I'm not allowed to sell anyone. Here are the tactics as well as the formation. The classic 4-4-2 for the Diego Simeone way, with a very deep squad. And when I mean deep, it's filled with class. From Marcos Llorente and Hector Herrera to Lucas Torreira on the bench for midfield, to Mario Hermoso, Stefan Savic and Shimo Varsalico in defense. This squad is brilliant. 4-4-2, press on heavy touch, balance defensive. The Diego Simeone deep block, hit on the counter, destroy them. Here are the rules and the instructions. The season picked up in the month of August with the first game against Deportivo Alaves, this time at the Estadio Wanda Metropolitano, which ended in a 1-0 victory. Next, one of the biggest games in Spain. I'm sorry, I'm not a Spanish fan, so sorry if I offended you. Barcelona made a trip all the way to Madrid at Estadio Wanda Metropolitano, which ended in a 1-1 draw. The month of September picked up with the start of the UEFA Champions League group stages, this time against Red Bull Salzburg, who came to Spain and lost 2-0. Next, the Madrid derby, what is probably the most prestigious game for Atletico de Madrid, which ended in a 1-0 loss. Next, the group stage of the UEFA Champions League are back, this time with the champions of Europe, Bayern Munich, which ended in a 1-1 draw. The month of October was a relatively calmish one, with the first one being against Valencia in a game which we were widely expected to win, and we did win 3-0. Next, Lokomotiv Moscow making the trip all the way to Spain from Russia, which ended in a pretty good 2-2 draw. The only two big games in the month of November were both UEFA Champions League group stage matches, with the first one being the reverse fixture, this time in Moscow, which ended in a 3-0 win. Next, the reverse fixture against Salzburg, which ended in a 2-0 victory as well. December started with yet another UEFA Champions League group stage match, this time champions of Europe making the trip to Madrid, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Next, probably the biggest game of the month of December, if you would have seen the whole footage, which I promise you don't want to, which ended in a 1-0 victory. The month of January in 2021 only saw one big game, that was in the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid, which really did not go in our way and we got knocked out in the first round 3-0. We pick up in the month of February, mid-month on the 13th, against a game against Athletic Bilbao, who have a really interesting scouting, let's say, policy, which check upon it. Next, the UEFA Champions League round of 16 began with a trip to Marseille in France, which ended in a 2-1 win. The month of March only saw one big game, which was the reverse fixture of the UEFA Champions League round of 16, with Marseille making the trip all the way over to Spain, which ended in a 2-0 victory. The month of April was the only very busy big game month in this entire video, with the first one being FC Barcelona, who we defeated 2-1. Next, the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United, who I did make a video on. Check it out, link in bio, I guess. Next, the reverse fixture of the game, this time us making the trip all the way over to Old Trafford, which we ended in a 3-2 win, qualifying for the semi-finals. So semi-finals against yet another team who I've made a video on. Check it out. Liverpool was actually one of the best videos, thank you. And it ended in a 2-2 draw. On the 4th of May, we made the trip all the way over to Liverpool to take on Liverpool at Anfield, which ended in a draw and us going out on away goals. Next, the Madrid derby, Real needed 1 point to clinch the title from this game, which they end up not getting as we won 2-1. The last game of the season against Celta Vigo saw a pretty interesting game which ended in yet another 2-0 victory. Now, as always, the end of season honors. We finished third in the La Liga. We finished semi-finals in the UEFA Champions League, which was a dumb away goals loss. Scrap that, UEFA, please. Our top goal scorer was Luis Suarez with 26 goals. Nice transfer, free transfer. And the player of the season was always also Luis Suarez with 7.4 rating. Finished third in the La Liga, as I've already told you. We got eliminated in the round of 32 in the Copa del Rey. We did not qualify for the Copa de España, and we got eliminated in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. All in all, Diego Simeone is just one world-class player away from winning it all.